This is a smaller, tight-knit group of individuals that really represent the country.
It doesn't matter what age you are, if you're willing to win, you're willing to put your best effort.
It's not how hard you get hit.
I ended up fracturing my thumb.
They suspected that he had Crohn's.
It's how hard you get hit and get knocked down and get up again. We don't take days off.
That's right, strength, no weakness.
Sky's kind of the limit.
Get ready, because today we're taking a look at some of our future prodigies and pros. From catching huge waves to hitting tricks, gear up, because this is no days off.
Surfing is more of like an art than a sport because it revolves a lot around your style.
Kai is nailing every single one of those markers that I kind of look for in competitive surfers. He makes difficult things look easy, and to me that's something that you really tend to see in people that become professionals.
Hi, my name is Kai. I just turned 13 and I love to surf.
I put on my wetsuit here because of how cold it is outside. It's like freezing. What motivates me to wake up early is that there's good waves and good conditions.
I normally wake up around 6 and then I bike to the beach, and it's a good way to start your day. Every morning I go surfing for 2 hours so I can maximum my time in the water and just get better.
The wind isn't on it, meaning it's glassy and not choppy.
Before I'm about to go into the water, I usually do a few stretches. Usually I first do squats and then a few lunges, and then I loosen up my arms. Basically what they do is loosen up my body so that my muscles aren't really tight, so I'm able to get really low and do big turns. Once I'm in the water, it's such a good feeling. Usually when I go out there, I catch a wave and then I talk to myself, like in my mind, talk to myself about like what I did wrong and what I could focus on for my next one. I get to go to school late because I do this program called ISPE. ISPE is where I get to skip first period to do the sport I love. School actually has a surf team. Being on a surf team is really fun because we all get to surf with each other. We're heading to Neutrality. It's where I do my surf workouts every week.
9, 10, 2 more, 11, 12. Boom, good, and land. Bow on the way down. There it is.
I've been doing Neutrality since the beginning of the school year. I'm really glad I've been able to start this program.
And we're able to hold that turn without extending and releasing any power. You want to hold that power. Body language was way on point. That was good. Carving is a really great tool to enhance the positions and maneuvers of surfing, but being able to rep it out where we don't have wave count holding us back. Out in the water, it's hard to get good waves. And here, we can rep out the same body positions so that they can get used to being in those positions and apply it out in the water so you can snap into those positions easier when they get out there. This is where you come up from that wave. You need to be able to relax your body, okay? You need to get back down to homeostasis in case another hold down, or you're getting yourself back in shape to get another wave. I want you to breathe in through the stomach. Try to inhale your stomach with air like a big balloon, okay? The breathing exercises are a great tool, especially in surfing. You're exercising while getting crushed by these massive mountains of water. So you're held under sometimes for honestly no more than 10 seconds, but it feels like minutes under there. Push out all the air, all of it, fast, fast. Breathe it all out, hold, cradle rock.
Well, my record is 2 minutes, but for that specific workout, I held my breath for 17 seconds.
Fight past it, fight past it.
I think the breathing was the toughest part because it really burned, and I thought I was gonna die for a second, but I just had to hold through it.
You got it, keep going, keep going. Good. Put 7 seconds on that.
Whew, that's hard.
The better we can get Kai into a position where he's not desperate for oxygen, he feels comfortable out there, his performance will improve because he was not gassed out, he's ready to go. Keep going. Wipe out.
Blackbird provides me with my boards. I've been with Blackbird for 3 years now.
It looks really good. The black rails with the carbon go straight into it.
So sick. I like it.
When I first started making boards for kids, I didn't really kind of have a reference point of like where to start and how far to go. And the more we did, the more I figured out dimensions and size ranges, and the boards got better, and now I've got over a dozen kids under 16 riding the boards. And as Kai got more and more into surfing, got involved with making boards for him.
I basically needed to get a new board because I was outgrowing my old board. Well, with my surfing improving, that means I'm hitting the sections in steeper spots, and that requires a board with more rocker.
The sooner you can start a young surfer on a board that's made specifically for their height, their weight, and their level, the better you're setting them up to experience progression. It's a single to double concave and then flat out of the tail with just a very, very small high point behind the tail, which allows for really quick rail-to-rail transitions.
When I ordered my board, I asked for a more knifey of a board and more rocker.
He's a very demanding customer. Very, very demanding. Yeah, man, stoked.
Super stoked.
Yeah, came out good.
Can't wait to shred on it. My coach has been telling me to get my board higher up in the lip, so that means more of my board's like in the air.
What is the one thing that I expect? Hustle. My name is Ricky Whitlock. I'm Kai's surf mentor. I don't like the term coach. Surfing is an art form. You have your own style. I've been a professional surfer for the last 16, 17 years. So now with the kids coming up from Carlsbad like Kai, I really just want to give that guidance to them and give them the direction of I know where they want to go, and I just want to lay the path for them. Good hustle. You crushed it. You crushed it. The cool thing with Kai, he's got so much natural talent that there's not much to change. It's just, here's what you're good at, so let's keep improving that. We'll start fiddling out the weaknesses here and there. We're gonna work on a couple contest strategy and like wave knowledge, wave selection, and that's knowing which wave to go on, knowing when to be patient, when not to be patient. Right now, I think the biggest thing with Kai, it'll be getting him on better waves a lot more often. The handful of kids like Kai and the other kids that I work with, they're motivated. So it's cool to see kids that surf good, have good attitudes, and be persistent. They don't get down when they lose a contest. They're still at the next contest.
Usually what's going through my head when I'm waiting out in the lineup is just catching a perfect right and shredding it to pieces. Some waves that I want to surf are just heavy, gnarly barrels. Just drop in and the lip comes right over you, and just standing straight up and getting barreled the whole time. Such a good feeling. Some of my dreams are to surf Kelly Slater's wave pool and to go to Indo one day. That's one of the best spots in the world. I just want to travel the world for surfing.
Next up, we head from the beach to the skate park to check out 14-year-old champion Laser Crawford. We saw Kai catching waves. Now let's check out skate prodigy Laser Crawford.
When I skate, I'm not really thinking about anything, honestly. The only thing I think about when I'm skating is the next trick I'm gonna do.
When he's out there skating, he just looks smooth. He looks really good.
The level that Laser's at for his age it's almost unheard of.
I got second in X Games. I got third in Phoenix Am. I got second at Barracks Dam Am LA.
He knows what he wants. He knows how he's going to get there. He puts in the time and work.
You know, he's doing hard tricks and they just look almost effortless.
It would be amazing if 2024, if he was at that Olympic level. I think it's his goal.
I would love to see him go pro someday, and I think that he will.
My name's Laser Crawford. I'm 14 years old and I skate. I always listen to music when I skate. It puts me in a focused mode. I listen to Lil Baby, Gunna, Drake, Lil Mosey, Trippie Redd, SOBX, RB, O3 Griot. When I have music in my ears and I'm feeling confident, like I honestly kind of skate faster and harder. Skating is kind of like a getaway. It takes my mind off everything. All my focus is just into skating. The outside world, gone, just skating.
His greatest strength, the skateboarder, is motivation, for sure. The only thing that's holding him back is the power, and that's because of his age. Oh.
Darn trick.
Darn trick, man. As soon as he gets all the power, all of his tricks are just gonna skyrocket.
JJ is a good friend of mine. He keeps me accountable and makes sure I do all my tricks, so I guess you could say he's like kind of a coach.
K-flip back lip to K-flip back Smith. That's a deal?
But like, yeah,
Coach, friend, same thing.
Throughout the end of the day, we finish with a 1-minute line on film. So I film him do a 1-minute line every single day of all of his hardest tricks, all back to back, no mess ups in the line. A flawless run every day.
Just 1 minute straight of skating without falling. And if I fall, I restart.
We just passed competition season. We've been training really hard because Tampa Am just recently passed. I think this was his 5th time going there, and that's pretty much the biggest competition an amateur can do. He's placing higher and higher in Tampa every single year. I picture Laser in Street League, honestly. He has some of the most consistent, clean style. He could just put down runs on the spot no matter what. He's gonna be one of the biggest if he keeps it up. He's gonna do everything flawless today though, for the most part. That's how he always does on camera.
It's fun, that's why I do it. After I'm done skating for 4 hours, I come home, do my school. That probably takes about 2 hours, 2.5 hours a day, and then I can go skate all day and do whatever I want. It's benefited me a lot for skating.
I don't know, 3rd grade?
Yeah.
2nd or 3rd grade, yeah, and he was just like, you know, can I talk to you? And I was like, yeah, and he was like, can I be homeschooled? And I'm like, yeah, maybe after like junior high, like you should learn like normal school first, some math and some language, because I don't know how good we'll be able to teach you. And he just had like a tear drop from his eye. I'm like, you okay? What's wrong?
Got all sad.
He was like, well, don't you believe in me? I'm like, yeah, like totally believe in you. And he's like, well, why can't I do homeschool? I want to be a professional skateboarder. Like, just please like help me like chase my dream. And we're like, okay, I guess we're doing homeschool, man, let's go. That's when it started, man. Every day surprises me to be able to deal with pressure on a level of the contest that he skates, because I mean, you got 1 or 2 chances and you got to be perfect. Like you have to be perfect. You know what's on the line. And he just goes out there, just calm as can be, relaxed style, goes and skates and does it. And I just literally get teared up like, man, amazing, that's my boy. And yeah, he just lives for that moment.
I love competitions. I go against all my friends, right? And it's a contest, like if I lose, I don't care. If I win, like yeah, let's go. But I just give it all I got every comp. I just like want to become pro and be able to win the biggest competitions in the world.
Up next, we leave Laser in Arizona and head on up to Oregon to see future bike legend Crosby Zimmerman. We've hit the beach and the park. Now let's hit the trails with Crosby Zimmerman.
My favorite part about mountain biking is racing. You can get trophies and stuff like that.
He races in the Northwest Cup against these significantly older kids at this age.
I want to be a slopestyle rider like Brett Reeder.
I think Crosby has one of the most level heads of any child I've ever seen. I've tried to teach adults to have that mentality, and it's extremely difficult.
When I'm on my bike, I feel awesome.
This kid could show other kids how to assess and overcome their fear.
My name is Crosby. I am 6. I'm a mountain biker. I started riding my bike when I was 1.
On Crosby's first birthday, he got a Strider bike.
You don't have any pedals. You use your feet to go.
The main point of it is to learn balance, and then they can grow to then be on a pedal bike.
He actually did not like it when he first sat on it. The initial picture we have of him is him screaming his face off. Between 1 and 1.5 is when he started to just coast. When Crosby was just over 5 and he got his first 20-inch bike, my friend and I took him for a bike ride, and Crosby went and hit a rock that was shaped into a jump. That was not something the normal rider would do. He hadn't been down the trail before. He just took it at trail speed and just went for it. And my buddy looked at me and said, Colin, you've got something here.
My dad is my coach. He helped me learn how to mountain bike.
Nice job, nice job. There you go, bud. That's what you should do. How you leaned and pushed and pulled into that. Yeah? He just continued to blossom as a rider by me exposing him to it. Keep it going, bud. Get a good lap in. Good job. Good pump. Good pump. Nice job. Pedal through it. There you go.
Pumping is good for carrying more speed. Why I do it is because You can clear jumps better.
So what we're doing here right now is we're trying to get him to learn his flow and pumping, because he does have little tiny legs and he doesn't have a whole lot of strength in him. So he's got to learn how to get the momentum to get the bike to keep rolling forward. And that's the whole purpose of a pump track. Good job, bud. Mountain biking is great at allowing you to recognize and understand fear, and then accept that fear, and then overcome your fear. We've never told him he couldn't do something. We've said, do you understand what you're doing? Do you want to do it? We believe that you can do it, and then we just work with him. It's not always the first time we go to see something that he'll do it. He'll sit on it, he'll ruminate the idea of what he's going to do, and then he'll come back to it in a couple days. When we first moved here and we started riding, I hammered fundamentals. I wouldn't let him hit jumps, I wouldn't let him hit drops. We just went out for rides. And then once he started to do bigger and bigger things, I started to buy the correct gear for him. Finding things for kids was difficult, and now we're at a point where he's wearing full gear. He has that, what we call plastic courage. Allowing him to do his sport and practice it the way that he wants is heavily dependent on the protective equipment he wears. Crashing is part of mountain biking. When Crosby crashes, I tell him, you're playing a big boy sport. It's time to stand up and ride away. You're okay?
It's important to teach him proper things to do when you do crash.
We have spent a lot of time in the trampoline learning how to crash. We've taken the wheels off the bike and taught him not to stick his arms out, how to tuck his shoulder and how to roll. You all right?
Yeah. We live on a farm. We have goats and chickens.
Got the chickens as little baby chicks. He was scared of them as little baby chicks and he wouldn't hold them. But now that they're bigger chickens, he totally loves it.
Crosby is absolutely still a little kid. He likes to be around his friends.
As a student, he loves to go to school so far. He's only in first grade. So he has a little sister. They have a love-hate relationship, just like all siblings have. She watches him and she wants to do it too. I mean, she wants to ride. Like, she's like, oh, Crosby's doing it, like, why can't I be doing it? He wants to play with her or ride with her. And I can remember when she was still a little young to kind of go out on trails, and he'd be upset because he would want her to come with, but she couldn't. I mean, she was just too small. I just want him to keep having fun. And if he wants to keep excelling and, you know, doing all this, that's awesome.
If he wants to pursue that path, I will make sure that he does the necessary steps to pursue that path. But if he chooses to go another direction, it's fantastic. I want to provide him with all the experiences that he can, and whatever he chooses to pursue, I want to fulfill that for him and take it to the max.
We've seen 6-year-old Crosby crush it in competition. After the break, we check in with BMX nomad, Robert Baracco. Robert Baracco ditched normal society to bike all around the world. Let's see what his life of BMX on the road looks like now.
If you're sick of your job and you want to go travel the world, quit your job and travel the world. So we are in Vancouver, Washington, and as much as I've traveled, one place I've never been with my bike is the Northwest, where there's nothing but massive concrete bowls, and that's my favorite thing to ride. So it started off like freshman year of college. 2 friends and I drove to Texas for a contest, or like an event to go hang out at and stuff. And I was just like, wow, I can't believe we're like driving to Texas right now for just to go ride bikes. And it was like addicting because I was like, oh, where are we gonna sleep? Oh, I don't know, we'll buy a tent and figure it out. Or like we'll sleep in the car or something. And then we'll just bring food so we don't spend any money. And it just made me realize how possible it is to just like get in a car and go on a road trip and just keep everything cheap. Then we just started using bikes as an excuse to go somewhere. Like, oh, like there's a couple good skate parks here, let's go there. And then just like, if the riding time or time in a city is like double the amount of the drive, it's justified. This past summer, we went and did it for 3 months straight. We found cheap flights to Copenhagen, Denmark, and we're like, well, let's make sure there's like something to ride there. We found we saw one picture of one skate park, and we're like, okay, it's justified, and booked the tickets. It was kind of just like, all right, let's just see if we can pull it off. Like just fly to Europe with a tent and make our way around. And we did. First thing we did was walk from the bus station like 3 miles to the skate park. And then there was a local dude there. It's like, oh, where are you guys from? Like, here's some coffee. We're like, welcome to Denmark. And we're like, okay, this is gonna be possible. Like, we're gonna do this. And first couple nights, we were sleeping in a tent in the skate park, and then pack everything up, take it on the bus, move to the next city, do it all again. At no point was I ever like, I regret this. Like, this is, I wish I was at home in a bed right now. Because I was like, in 3 hours, we're riding this incredible skate park that we may never get the chance to ride again. You don't remember like how bad the sleep was. You remember like everything in between and how great it was. Kind of just like tested our limits, how far we can go with being homeless in different places around the world. I don't try to glorify things by any means, but it comes off as that, especially with social media. Like, oh, he was in this country yesterday, now he's here. Yeah, but you didn't know, like, I'm posting this photo from a McDonald's Wi-Fi and I slept in the car last night. It just looks like this glamorous, like, oh, how do you afford that? Like, how do you just go overseas for like months at a time? It's like, well, like, you bring a tent, and my parents don't want to hear this, but eat 1 meal a day and you're gonna be fine. Like, you can make it work.
People are looking at us as if they want to give us money, and I'm close to accepting it. It's cool. We're in front of the grocery store where we bought all of this.
Some would say we're at a low.
We haven't hit rock bottom, we're just close to it. See, most people go places with the mentality of like, these are the dates we have, this is how much we have to pay. We have to stay at this hotel. We have to eat here, here, and here. And I feel like I get more out of a culture by pedaling around the streets and meeting up with locals, and you don't have that staying at some hotel catered to tourists. See, now this is always the problem because I don't want to leave. We gotta move on. We kind of chose to like work for our friend's company that grew and gave us the option to work at his warehouse and have very flexible hours. Sometimes we're just barely getting by 1 month because there may not be as much work available for us. But the freedom that allowed us with traveling and stuff, it was just so worth it. And like sometimes we'll always like joke around like, I wonder if we'll ever be like financially stable with a house and a family. But for right now, I'm perfectly fine with just sleeping in my car every weekend. And we've had people like comment on our stuff or whatever and say like, I started doing this with my friends because I saw you guys doing it. And I'm like, that's the coolest thing. Like these kids that never thought to like go on a road trip, it showed them like, yeah, you can do it, like it's possible, like just make it happen. Then it's worth it. It's the best advice I can give to someone. To do exactly what you want to do. Because one day you're going to be too old and you're not going to remember like, oh man, remember like in my 20s when I was so financially stable and I comfortably made rent, car payments, and ate well? No, you're going to remember that time that you were sleeping in someone's yard in France. Like that's what you're going to remember. You just do whatever you want because one day that's all that's going to matter in the end is like the decisions that you made. You gotta create your own line, you know, to bring you to that final destination, you know.
From dope tricks to a crazy lack of fear, we saw 4 incredible athletes today. Give them a follow and support their journey. This was just one day in the book for these future legends. They'll be back at it again tomorrow, because when you want to be the best, there are no days off.